Hello, colleagues. Uh, my name is Nick Sterling, spelled N-I-C. Okay, that is of course short for Nicholas. I'm 23 years old. I'll be 24 in July 31st. I have one brother, of course, both my parents. Uh, they are still together. I'm from Coleman, Alabama, born and raised here. Excuse me, sorry. I did live in Florida for maybe a year or so back in 2000, but I was 3 years old, so I didn't really know much about it. I don't really have any memory. I went to elementary school, a place called Welty. Amazing place. Wouldn't trade it for the world. And then I graduated from there in the sixth grade. The school only went up to the sixth grade. So I graduated from there and moved to a school called Hansville. Went there for middle school and high school, graduated from there back in 2016. And then I went into the workforce, worked for 5 years, and was motivated by a lot of loss and bad decisions to start coming to college. I go to a church called Daystar Church, and we have a college program called Daystar College, and we do online classes through Lee University, and they offer us like 50% off tuition. It's a huge deal. So I took it. So I'm getting a bachelor's in ministry leadership with an emphasis in pastoral leadership. I serve in the students ministry as well as now this semester I'll be working pretty directly with the campus pastor and head pastor of our church. My future goals, like my long-term goal, is I want to plant my own church. I have two current names for it. One is The Way Ministries, and I have my parents had this made for me. It says Nick, I know it's backwards, and then The Way Ministries. But the other one is or Church of the Way, or The Way Church, whatever. The other one is Netcaster Church, to symbolize the net the disciples were throwing. Simon was throwing off the side of the boat, and Jesus said to throw it on the other side of the boat, and he caught a bunch of fish, so much so that it was sinking the boats, right? So that is where that comes from, because we're called to make disciples, who make disciples, so on and so forth. So since I am a leader in the church, a relatively small leader in church, but in the church, but the way that I see it is you have to be an example all the time. It's not just while you're there or while the event's going on or while your group is gathered. It is all the time, as people are watching you all the time, especially when you are involved in a church. Now, the difference between a regular leader and a Christian leader is just that. What I just mentioned was the fact that, like, say I was leading a math team or something like that, or a Lions Club or something. They're only going to look to me when we are trying to plan something or while we are out doing a project. Being a Christian leader, your group or your people, or even people that are outside the group that know that you're leading there, they're going to be watching your actions outside of church, watching what you do, the decisions that you make, the words that you say. They're going to be watching you all the time and making sure that you are not a bad influence on them or their family member or child, depending on if you're leading in students or what. So I don't have a specific passage that informs me on my leadership. It's more of Paul in general. The way that he corrected people, the doctrine and the things that they were doing, wasn't in a public way. He didn't get on a platform and speak about it and embarrass them to correct them. He wrote personal letters to them so they could correct themselves within solitude and through prayer and fasting and all that. That way, there's no big ordeal. Other people aren't speaking out against them, and It's not making them look bad. It's not halting their ability to spread the doctrine of Jesus Christ. So that's the way that I see it. If I see someone that needs correcting, I will talk to them directly, maybe pull them aside, not embarrass them, do it politely, and of course, just whatever it may be, whether it be the doctrine they're trying to spread around, or maybe their actions, or maybe they just made a bad decision. Maybe coach them through it, how to fix it, and move on and learn from it. Some questions that I might want answered throughout the course. That's a tough one, because I've never really thought of a Christian leadership course. Of course, me being a leader, I have been taught a couple of different things. Of course, there's always more to learn, like what to do in certain situations. What if a kid starts cussing at people, or what if you see someone doing something violent, like in public or something like that, or you heard that someone's teaching something that goes against the Bible, but they think it's true, but they don't know it's wrong, right? So how do you go about that? I want to know the correct steps to take to correct someone, the correct steps that I need to take to be a better leader myself, so that I can connect with people more. Again, my name is Nick Sterling, and I'm really glad to be a part of this class, and I can't wait to see where this takes us. God bless y'all.